Welcome back.
Welcome, everyone.
It's the Not All Your Podcast. You know us. You love us, I think.
It's time for another glorious podcast. Another stupendous podcast.
The more that we do these, I feel like it reminds me. You remember when we first started this podcast? Mm-hmm. We started it at the old place in like the living room or whatever. And we're just recording before we start doing video. And like, it felt very like, it's whenever you start a new endeavor, you're like, oh man, this is so great. Every time we come on here, we're like, well, what the fuck are we going to talk about?
Yeah, man. But I used to feel worried, but I don't feel worried anymore. I was like, oh no, what if we, I don't know what to talk about and it's not going to be good.
We got comfortable in the.
And now I just let you talk for 50 minutes. And every now and then I'll just be like, yeah.
That's hilarious. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is episode 65.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you told me, I don't think we talked about this. You said I was shocked by this proclamation.
Okay.
It's not the right word.
Uh-huh.
You said that 81% of our listeners are women.
Yes.
Shout out to women.
Shout out to women.
Wow.
It's hit on Spotify now. Some of y'all don't identify. That's the new thing. Because some people might not identify. Spotify identifies them as women.
Oh.
I'm trying to speak into how people, whatever.
Well, look.
But it says women. 81% of our listeners are women.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I assumed that we were talking to like men that look like Cartman for some reason. God. I thought like adult Cartman was our fan base.
That's hilarious. It's.
No offense if you look like Cartman. Cartman's a really cool guy. You know what I'm saying?
He's a funny guy.
Very cool kid.
Sometimes problematic, but he's funny.
Well, shout out to all the ladies, man.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy because I would have never have thought. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe for some reason they like what we talk about. I don't know.
I think they're here for the ponytail.
Oh, for the ponytail?
They're subscribed because of the ponytail, bro.
Man, I would let this hair down more. If y'all want to see me with my hair down, I only done it, I think, one other episode.
Really?
Where I had my hair down.
You just feel extra suave.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Funny enough, today I actually thought about cutting my hair off.
Dang.
I thought about it. Because I walked by a Lids store. If you don't know, Lids is a cap store where you buy baseball caps. Just every kind of cap you could think of. Snapbacks, fitted, whatever. And I was remembering when I used to have short hair, it was just like kind of like how you have your haircut, like that. I'd have like a fade, shadow fade, whatever. And I would always wear caps. I loved caps. And they were my favorite thing. And I walked by and I was like, damn, I remember when I used to wear caps.
You can still wear a hat.
Man, but my head is big already. Plus with the hair is like even more. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not ashamed of this because this is just how I am. But my head before the hair was like 7 3/4.
You're at 8 now?
Probably about an 8, if not more than
Dang,
an 8.
Bro.
I have a big ass head.
Big brain.
Big brain. That's what I always say, but whatever. But I think the more that I always just look at myself in the mirror and I see what my hair is, and I'm like, damn, this actually look kind of dope, And then I keep imagining myself as I get older. I don't know why, for some reason, with like Mexican people, as they get older, like I know my grandfather on my dad's side looks like this, but I think my dad will probably look this. They get that all full head of gray hair. And I thought about myself with long gray hair. I'd be like, oh, that actually might be kind of dope. I look something like, what's the Henry Cavill character? That Netflix show. He's
Superman.
Not Superman.
Well, The Witcher?
The Witcher.
You're going to look like The Witcher?
Yeah, The Witcher with the long gray hair. Doesn't he have gray hair or is it white?
I don't know. Did you ever watch that?
No, I never watched it. I heard it was okay.
People loved it, and I thought it was terrible.
Really?
I hated it.
My partner, she loves it.
Really?
She loved it.
I thought it was...
Yeah, I've heard mixed reactions.
I fucking loved Game of Thrones, and I thought it was going to be another different sort of Game of Thrones, and I hated it.
It wasn't. Damn, bro.
I mean, not everything's for everybody. I don't know. Very
true. I heard some people who loved it. I heard people who hated it, and then I heard like a mixture. They're like, it's okay, It just wasn't like predominantly like one side or the other.
I know it's huge. I think it's renewed for season 3 and 4, maybe. Or
yeah,
I'm not
I think
sure.
so.
Something like that.
Yeah, I know 1 did well enough. They got 2, and then I think 2 did well enough. Now they're like, yeah, we're gonna get 3 or 4.
It was a big video game too.
Very big video game. I actually have one of them, but
did you like it?
I haven't played it because it's kind of like one of those games where I was talking to my friend Jesus about this the other day, where sometimes certain games, they're very big. Like think of Elden Ring. It's a very big world and it's going to require time to go through it.
It's daunting.
It's very daunting.
Because when I first got back into gaming, I put in a shitload of hours into Elden Ring, right? But then I also wanted to play Ghost of Tsushima and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Those are big worlds too.
And I did play Red Dead Redemption 2 for a while and loved it. But then I started Ghost of Tsushima and I'm like, yo, this is too much. Like, it's too much.
Yeah. It's one of those games, like, maybe one day I'll play it. It's just right now, like, I don't have time to kind of just dive into, like, this very big world.
Just play Fortnite, bro.
Just Fortnite. That's hilarious.
I'm fucking hooked. I was on that shit all night last night.
Oh, my God. I was playing
the next
Fall Guys.
season chapter starts tomorrow.
Oh, look at
Fortnite.
you. Damn, bro. It's funny to hear you talk about Fortnite like that.
Fucking love it, bro. Fucking love it. I'm going to do a gaming channel.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Like a YouTube gaming channel?
I got it started.
Really?
Yep.
What's it called?
Biscuit Squad Gaming.
Biscuit. That kind of sounds kind of cool.
Biscuit Squad, you know.
Is the profile picture a biscuit? It should
be a biscuit.
It should be like a biscuit with a hat.
Right now it's just me.
Oh, okay.
Well, this little stupid image, Mid-Journey image of me.
That's hilarious. It should be a biscuit. Get a Mid-Journey image of a biscuit.
I tried. It doesn't understand how to do it. It can't make a biscuit for a head. I gotta Photoshop it.
You should do like a very bad Photoshop on purpose of a biscuit. Mm-hmm. Give it like a wizard hat and a wand, but no arm, so it's just like looks like it's in the biscuit. Okay. And then and then also put smaller biscuits behind it because it's Biscuit Squad Gaming.
The army.
Yeah.
Imagine being attacked by an army of biscuits.
So then are you going to record yourself like playing the games and talking, or is it just going to be the game?
So the way I've done it with PS5, you can it's always recording and you can double tap a button and it'll grab the last 30 minutes of content. So when I play a really good game, or if I actually win the game, all I got to do is double tap it and it'll hold that, record that previous content. And then what I do is I'll go back and do a voiceover over it.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So I can't do it on the spot.
Oh, gotcha.
I twitched last night. Nobody watched.
Welcome to Twitch.
I haven't told anybody about it. So, nobody watched.
I think when I twitched for like a slight second, not too long back when I was at the house. And like I had like maybe like 2 or 3 people watch, but you got to be consistent with it. You know?
I had one person watch, but I think it was spam.
Oh, okay.
They were like, "Hey, I subscribed and I need you to do this now." I'm like, what?
Boom. Yeah, I hate those. There'll be bots like that.
The 81% of our women listeners do not give a fuck about this conversation.
I know. She's like, right, get the fuck on and talk about something. No. Yeah. So that's dope though. I thought about doing that, man, but like. What I realized is that I think if I do it, I will probably have to do it maybe like only 3 or 4 times a week. I don't know if I could do it like, some people do it every day. Yeah. They'll Twitch stream. And Twitch isn't only just video games. There's like a lot of other stuff on there. ASMR.
Oh gosh. Ear licking. If you're down for ear licking, Twitch is the place for you.
If you're into that kind of thing, it's there. There are people who watch it.
The new season of whatchamacallit happened. You said Fall Guys.
Oh yeah.
Or there a bunch of new levels?
Yeah.
I played it briefly and only saw 1 new level.
I saw like 4 or 5 levels. Okay. Yeah.
Was it fun?
Oh yeah, it was super fun. Okay. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I was supposed to play with my friend Jesus, who I do the other podcast with, but I got drunk and I kind of forgot.
God damn, bro.
I was lit. I was like, and I think I remember him sending an invite, and I just kind of was like, huh, and I was just out of it. Yeah.
Bro, you let Jesus down.
He's disappointed in me. But yeah, this is the podcast that all those 81% of women like.
Hey, baby.
There was a couple things that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
So these are some things that I grabbed from the internet. I think there was something else. I was also trying to remember the question that we asked last time.
I know my question. I couldn't remember your question.
I forgot my question. I'm going to look it up. I kind of half remember. But anyway. So this is like, I guess, the entertainment segment of the podcast. We're starting off here towards the beginning.
Entertainment corner.
No. So, do you remember the movie Constantine with Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
He's returning for a sequel. It says here, Warner Brothers is reportedly moving forward with a sequel to 2005's Constantine with Keanu Reeves returning as the wily magician / demon hunter John Constantine. It's supposedly it's in the works. It's in the pipeline.
That was kind of a dope movie. Is that in the same world or universe as Sandman? Is that the same thing?
No, Sandman is something else, I think. I could be wrong. I know Constantine's like in DC.
Okay.
But yeah,
that was a cool movie, right?
Yeah, Constantine.
It was so long ago. I don't really remember it. I know I watched it as a kid and I thought I liked it.
Constantine was really cool because, of course, it has that religious aspect to it, and they kind of play with it. Where this guy who he can see these angels and demons, and he's kind of like this mediator, so to speak, between the worlds, and he kind of has to help out. Remember, that's when Shia LaBeouf was in there.
Is that how you say his name?
No. Oh. I just said it.
He was in Constantine?
Yeah, he was like Constantine's like I don't know what you would call it. He's like his apprentice or something like that. And then the movie, spoiler, he dies.
Bro, you just
it's 2005. It's what's that?
You're supposed to say
years ago.
Spoiler alert and then little pause before you spoil it in case they want to fast forward.
Whatever. It's a 17-year-old movie.
Bro.
But
so there is a character named John Constantine.
Yeah.
Written by Neil Gaiman.
In that Sandman movie?
In Sandman.
Maybe it is.
Is
maybe
it the same guy? My internet's being slow. I'm not connected to your Wi-Fi.
Let me see.
Anyway, I don't know.
It's
But yeah, that'll be interesting. Did you watch any of the Sandman on Netflix?
I heard good things about it, but is it a movie or a show?
A show.
Oh.
It's very well created. You can tell it's very expensive. I wanted to like it. The first episode was fire to me. I thought it was going to be amazing. But then by episode 3 or 4, I was just kind of over it. It was too fantasy for me. It was too not silly, but I don't know. I just couldn't.
Is the Sandman based in DC or anything like that? Do you know?
I know it's written by Neil Gaiman.
Who's Neil Gaiman?
He's like this writer, author, comic book guy.
Okay.
But he writes novels as well. He's a big time guy.
Okay.
Dude, why is my internet not working over here?
I don't know, bro.
You
not me.
Put a hex on my phone, bro.
Oh, John Constantine is an angel and demon. No.
Yeah.
But that's cool. So like, it's interesting because I guess a lot of people I think back in the day, I remember when Constantine first came out, it came out to like mixed reviews, and some people liked it, some people didn't really like it. They thought it was okay, it was mid, but I know there was like this little cult following to it, and then after that, I think the way that it kind of ended like, oh, there could be a sequel to this, but of course at the time nothing ever happened, nobody ever did anything with it. So now this is something that I think they're like, oh, cool, let's bring it back. People want it.
When you look at Keanu Reeves, do you think of Neo or do you think of John Wick?
Now John Wick.
Really? I still think of Neo.
Man, I think maybe it's just because of how he looks now. He doesn't really look like a Neo to me. When he was younger, he kind of had that Neo look. Like he was like clean, had the haircut or whatever. But John Wick, he's that scruffy, like long hair. He's just like, oh.
You can play as him in Fortnite.
Oh.
I don't have the character.
John Wick?
Yeah.
Oh. Does he have like a special move?
No, none of the characters have special moves.
Oh, there you go.
Not to keep talking about Fortnite, but it's the only game where you can literally play as Batman versus Spider-Man versus Darth Vader versus Indiana Jones. All these people in one game.
That's okay.
Fucking amazing, bro. I love the game.
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
Any fucking character. They probably got Jesus in Fortnite. Barney. I got killed by Barney.
Wait, Barney's in Fortnite?
Ariana Grande.
I'm
Travis Scott.
Who knows what else they're going to bring over? It'd be funny if they did bring Jesus. I'd be like, ooh, this is getting religious. This is getting a little, hold on. That'd be crazy.
Marshmallow.
So another thing that I got here in the entertainment section here. So of course, as we all know, if you didn't watch it, a big hit that Netflix had during the pandemic was Squid Games. Remember, love that show. Very violent show, but once you get past the violence, I think it's actually pretty cool. Anyway, so as we all know, it's renewed for a second season, right? Supposedly they're in talks for like maybe another season after this already. And it says here that the Squid Game director might ask, tell me how you feel about this, might ask Leonardo DiCaprio to join a future season.
He would have to be like
an evil guy.
Yeah, one of the like billionaire guys, or like somebody in running the show or something like that.
That's what I was thinking. It'd be cool because if you remember one of my I think what's a dope movie is Django Unchained, and how he was really good at as the evil owner, the guy who owned the slaves and stuff, and that that yard or whatever. And he played a really good villain, and I was like, oh, it'd be dope if he was like,
yeah, he was good in that movie. So one thing, so dude won is it an Emmy or an Oscar? He won an Emmy.
Emmy.
The main character of Squid Games.
Yep.
Another thing I saw, Leonardo DiCaprio. I saw this thing. He gave this dude advice. Timothy
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Chalamet.
He gave that guy advice, right? I saw this on Instagram. There was a quote. He said, "It was two things. Mine is blanking. But he told him, don't do any superhero movies. And Leo's never been in a superhero movie.
That's very true.
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting.
I think that. So I think. Do you think it's maybe the reason why he hasn't done any is he kind of feels like it's kind of like, if you do a superhero movie now, it's kind of like your career is going downhill a little bit. Maybe. That's because I know that
he feels like those are beneath me.
Yeah, he kind of feels like, no, I'm an actor.
I do real drama.
I think it depends. It's interesting. Is Timothy Chalamet? He's the guy who was in Dune. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Cause but I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Just because there's so many like great actors. Maybe he sees it as if you do a super movie, well, you're at the end of your career, kind of, sort of.
Another thing, dude, did you know that fucking Nicolas Cage was gonna play Superman?
Yeah, it was a scrap Superman movie.
How fucking random! There's a documentary about that. Yeah. And I think they were gonna do there was a 3-week period where it was either in production or going to happen, and then the shit just fell apart.
Yeah,
have you seen the pictures of him as Superman?
There's actually footage of him. They recorded certain like scenes or whatever. Like in the
I would
beginning.
fucking love to see that movie. And so something happened where I guess the director, I forgot his name. He's a huge director. He did Mars Attacks.
Oh, Tim Burton.
Yeah. He was gonna be the director.
Oh yeah,
but Mars Attacks. It either performed poorly or people didn't like it. So then the Superman movie got scrapped. But looking back, I thought Mars Attacks was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a cult classic now, but I feel like when I was a kid, I loved that movie.
Yeah, at the time, that movie actually kind of scared me a little bit for the aliens.
That movie was dope.
I just remember, That's what I remember.
That movie was dope. I'd like to watch that again.
That movie was full of actors. Like, you had Pierce Brosnan, or what's his name? You know, the GoldenEye guy. Yeah. You had
Ving Rhames.
He was a boxer in there. You had I can't remember the dude. It was a dude and a woman that they were like lovers, but then they ended up becoming like test subjects and turning into like their head was put on a dog or something. There was a bunch of actors in that movie, but it was like a cult classic. And like, spoiler alert.
You gotta pause. Fast forward if you haven't seen Mars Attacks.
If you want to go see this other old movie, the way that the aliens died was by listening to old music, like I don't know what kind of music, classical music or something.
Damn. So okay, the cast was Jack Nicholson.
Oh yeah,
Danny DeVito, Jack Black.
I don't remember Jack Black.
Me neither. Glenn Close.
Wow.
Pierce Brosnan. Michael J. Fox.
Wow.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Natalie Portman.
I don't remember Natalie. I know Sarah Jessica Parker.
Damn. Ray J? Ray J was in that movie?
Ray
J was in that?
I don't remember him in that movie.
I don't either, yo.
That's hilarious.
What if he was the alien?
Oh, they're like, yeah, that's it, Ray J. That's it right there. Damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, it was a star-studded cast.
Bro, Ray J was in that movie?
They were banking on like all these stars in there. Yeah. But super funny. But yeah, so it's interesting. The Squid Games, we'll see what goes from there. So another thing here, this probably be the last thing for the entertainment.
I think season 2 is gonna suck.
You think so?
I'm asking.
Oh, do I? Mm-hmm. No, I think it'll. So this is the thing. This is what happens with all TV shows, except for a very few. I think that season 2 will be really good, but I think because of how like hype season 1 was, I think people are going to be overhyped and be like, it's not as good as season 1.
Be disappointed.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a pretty good season. The only way that I think they can mess it up is if I think season 2 will probably go more into the people who run the stuff. If like, you know, I wouldn't want this to be like a Lost where you're like, whoa, all this mystery.
I never saw one episode of that.
Oh yeah, great show. Like
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, I got lost after. Funny enough, I got lost. I I stopped watching after maybe like season 3 or 4, but the mystery is what made that show like so really good.
I've thought about checking it out.
Yeah. When you get towards the end of the seasons, you're like, oh boy. But then I think that show suffered because of the writer's strike that happened at the time. So like the writers were on strike, and so you just got people who really weren't that great at writing this amazing show, and so whatever. Anyway, another thing that I want to touch on in this entertainment corner, Amazon officially announces that they're making a Blade Runner 2099 live action series. Have you ever seen Blade Runner?
No, I have not.
Really? It's about cyborgs that are humanoids, and then the question of whether or not, cyborgs are human or whatever. Great show. Great movie.
That's where you got that topic from, huh?
Which one?
Do robots need a...
No. That was something else. But it's cool. It's a bunch
it's going to be a show or a movie?
TV show.
Okay.
Yeah, TV series. So it's going to be interesting. I think it has a lot of potential to go down. I'd never watched 2099, the movie, the Blade Runner one. I just remember I've been seeing a lot of I didn't realize that. Do you know Ana de Armas? De Armas. She's the girl the woman who's playing Marilyn Monroe in the new film. She's her. Gorgeous. That girl, beautiful. Mm-hmm. But she was in Blade Runner 2099, the movie.
Okay.
She was the AI or whatever in it. And so interestingly enough. Other than that, I think that's the entertainment corner.
I got an entertainment corner.
Oh, let's go.
I got it. So R. Kelly.
Oh boy.
has been found guilty.
Oh.
Of
yeah.
Of course, this stuff's already been happening, but I guess a verdict came down that he was guilty. We don't really have to talk about that a lot. But one thing about it that I thought was interesting, the Fed seized $27,000 of R. Kelly's prison commissary fund.
Damn.
After he failed to pay court fines. I think he owes like over $100,000 in court fines. But so they left him with $500. But one thing that I'm thinking, what are you going to spend $27,000 on in prison?
Yeah.
What costs that amount of money when you're locked up?
Maybe it's not more so of what costs that amount of money. Maybe it has to do with a lot of stuff in prison that I know about, or that I've seen like documentaries or I've heard people talk about. A lot of stuff is very overpriced in there because, they'll have like shop for prisoners where they can buy things. And
I Googled this and they said that some items can be anywhere from 2 to 5 times the price.
Exactly.
But even then, like, how many ramen noodles and Coca-Colas are you going to buy?
When you think about it, in jail, that's kind of like luxury, being able to eat that versus like, what they serve them for food. So maybe
I wonder if people just donated money to his commissary because he was famous and that's how he got $27,000.
Maybe.
Got them jail bucks. That Monopoly jail money.
Monopoly jail money. But no, it's, So maybe he was just like, well, if I'm going to be here for a while, I want to be as luxurious as I can be, so to speak,
I don't know what you're going to buy in jail with that. God.
Well, maybe he just, he's like, if I'm in here for 3 years, I want to be able to eat like this for those 3 years.
Hey, prison guard. I'll buy you
oh my God.
Nikes if you keep my cell safe.
Basically. Or, maybe he'll pay off guards, be like, hey, I need you to protect me.
Hey, guards, I'll buy you the big bag of Doritos tomorrow.
Big bag of Doritos.
If you take care of me.
Hilarious.
That's my R. Kelly voice for some reason.
Actually, I just remember there is this one thing for the entertainment section. Did you know that Drake is beefing with Anthony Fantano?
The internet's busiest music nerd.
Yeah.
I saw this. This was kind of corny / cringe.
It is very corny.
I don't know.
I was trying to find it. I thought I had it here.
So I think it started with is it Anthony or Anthony?
Anthony, I think.
We'll just say Fantano.
Fantano, yeah.
I think he was talking shit about Nav. And I think Drake wanted to take up for Nav. And I don't know how exactly. I guess Drake maybe contacted him first. And then dude put out this thing acting like Drake sent him a vegan cookie recipe.
That's right. It was a fake. Yeah.
And then Drake was like, nah, I'll screenshot what I actually sent you.
Exactly. And basically what I have it here. He screams what he sent Fantano. He said, your existence is a light one. And the one is because you are alive. Another message, and because you somehow wifed a black girl. I'm feeling a light to decent one on your existence. I'm like, that does seem very corny to me.
I don't know, bro.
It's very interesting. More than anything, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like if anybody wins out of this, it's Fantano.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he's got this exposure. Yeah. And Drake gave him the platform. Because Drake actually shared what he sent on his story.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh.
People that weren't aware of this guy are now aware of this guy. And then imagine getting a DM from Drake and not responding. I mean, wow. Because I think it said he read it like 22 hours ago and didn't respond.
That's hilarious.
I mean, wow.
That's so funny. But yeah, but also it is very corny. Because I guess maybe, do you think, because when you think about it, Fantano is just some guy who just reviews music. That's all he is. You know? What I guess what am I trying to say? Do you think, because like I feel like many people, you know, there's gonna be people who agree with him, and there's also gonna be people who disagree with him. What makes you think that? Maybe is it because, what am I trying to say? Like, why would Drake respond? You know, if there's gonna be one, he's not the only guy. Is it just because of, I guess, his platform and he's kind of big?
I don't know. I do know artists don't like being criticized.
Very true, because of course it's like, this is my art.
And maybe he just saw something that was just like, yo, fuck this guy.
Yeah, we're back.
So it cut me off mid-sentence. Yes. I don't know what I was saying.
I was talking about, why do you think he responded to Anthony Fantano? Is it just because of his platform, or is it because how big he is? Even though, as I say, big, that's the only word I can think of, because he's not that big. He's like, probably like, he's above average as far as like audience size.
Yeah.
Because like when you think about it versus a random person saying, maybe, you know, if a random person would have said the same thing, do you think he would have said something?
No.
Probably not. No. Yeah. So it's just interesting. But at the end of the day, I think Anthony just won. He wins out of all this just for getting that attention and getting that exposure, you know. And now what's going to happen is either it's going to be people who are like, oh, I actually kind of like what he's saying and I agree with him, so let me follow him. And then he gets more followers, more just whatever. And there's going to be people who be like, no, I agree with Drake. This guy's horrible. This guy sucks, you know. But you were saying that like artists, I'd say most, if not all artists, are very sensitive about the work that they put out.
Yes.
And then there's also like a debate of should artists be criticized? You know,
I mean,
I kind of feel like artists, there should be room for criticizing artists.
There's this thing where and I watch a lot of basketball stuff, and there's this thing in the basketball world, and I feel like it's in a lot of different worlds where people don't like to be they don't like for someone to talk about basketball that never played the game.
Yeah,
very so it's true. Like you have a commentator that's kind of shitting on somebody, and they're like, "Oh, you could never do what I do." True, but I do think that you're allowed to give your opinion. You're allowed to criticize things. It's just that people in positions of power and people that are large don't like that criticism, and it's just kind of like, "Yo, who the fuck are you?" But you know, it's whatever.
No, very true. Because I know, like you said, in basketball, a lot of times, a lot of players don't like journalists for that reason. Yeah, you know, I think it depends, because I think what it is sometimes big players especially should feel like, you know, if you've never played the game, then, you know, how could you say anything? But I mean, there's a difference between playing the game, studying the game, and like actually being like, you know, tuned in with it. Because some players, I feel like, you know, like a KD or something, or just really any big player. Sometimes I think the criticizing should be allowed, just because nobody should be untouchable. You know. It's the same reason, like, well, if we shouldn't be criticized, and they shouldn't be praised either, type of thing. You can't just have you're amazing, that's it, you're amazing, you're amazing. No, like, people should be like, well, you know, you weren't, what happened this game, or, you know, or what happened this album, why did this album suck compared to the other one, you know, what was going on, you know. And so I think everybody should be allowed to criticize, because that way, you know, maybe sometimes you kind of need that reality check to be like, well, you know, why did this flop, or why wasn't this working out, you know, versus like everybody just telling you that this shit's great all the time, you know, because if not, you're just going to be, you know, it's all the ego. So that got deep for no reason, but right. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Anthony Fantano won. last thing that I actually had here. This is kind of the tail end of the entertainment. This is just a random thing that I saw on here. Did you know this is available to all the rich people in the world? A cruise ship will let you live at sea forever for $1 million.
Really?
Yep. It says the Storylines Cruise Line is offering apartments aboard their cruise ship starting at roughly $1 million for a studio apartment with a Murphy bed. More luxurious 2-floor homes at sea can cost as much as $8 million. And so I've heard of this before, actually. And I think it's this ship where basically if you live on the ship just kind of like will dock at different parts of the world. So if you have like a passport, like the ship be like, all right, today we're just going to chill in France for like a month or two. And if you're like one of these people who owns an apartment on this ship, if you're out in the world and you're traveling and the ship is like, oh, we're going to be at this country and you happen to be there, you can hop on the ship.
I know people shit on cruises, but I'd like to go on one. I've never been on one.
I've been on one.
You enjoyed it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember your stories of getting.
I fell in love in the Bahamas.
Falling in love with this girl for an hour.
Yeah, for an hour, and then after that, I had to go back to the States.
Never saw her again. Damn, baby.
It was cool. Cause like on the ship, it's cool for like I'm gonna say like 2 days, and then after that, you're like, all right,
You're bored.
Yeah, because it's like you're stuck on this thing. And like, there's entertainment. There's like a bar, club on there.
But once you've seen it, you've seen it.
Yeah. After a while, you're like, well, cool. What else are we gonna do on here? Like,
you want to just jump off the ship?
No, never. The ocean is scary to me. So ocean scares me a little bit. But no, it's interesting. If you had that type of cash, would you get an apartment on there?
I mean, if I was a billionaire, I'd probably own my own yacht. And you could just live on the yacht. I feel like really, really, really rich people would be like, why have a house on the cruise ship when I could just own the ship?
No, that makes sense. This is for, there's levels to every level.
So this is for not the billionaire. This is for the millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't want their own yacht.
Exactly. They're like, no,
I want some neighbors. Some neighbors at sea.
Exactly. But then I wonder, man, like to live on a ship, isn't that a show? Wasn't that like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody when they lived on a ship or something?
Gilligan's Island?
No, Gilligan, they crashed on an island.
I've never seen the show you're talking about.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's a Disney Channel. If you know it, you know it. If not, yeah, whatever. Anyway, you wanted to...
yeah, I got something, bro.
Oh boy.
Are you ready for the podcast to come to a screeching halt?
All right, guys. I'm sorry about this next
This is going to be our worst segment ever.
Oh, Jesus.
Worst segment ever. So I was watching this comedian, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was doing a little bit of improv.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yo, this guy is a genius to be able to be this funny just off the cuff. So I was thinking,
oh boy,
what if we did some improv?
Oh boy.
And okay, so listen. He was doing this thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Where the crowd would say a random word.
Okay.
And he would have to make it funny. And he would make it funny every single time. So I was thinking, what if we, right?
Oh boy. Uh-huh.
So we both wrote down 3 topics.
Okay.
Or 3 words. It could be something very broad or something very, very specific. Mm-hmm. But me and you both write down 3 topics.
Okay.
And then we each have a minute on the topic to try to make the other person laugh.
Oh my God.
And if it doesn't go well, we'll just say we don't have to do all 3. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's take 10 seconds real quick.
Okay.
And write down 3 topics, just the first thing that comes to your head.
Okay, I got it. Hold on, wait, I don't got it. Let me see. So, all right, audience at home, this is usually going to be the best.
Don't tell me.
No, I'm not telling you.
So you're just writing it down.
Yeah. This is. I'm trying to tell the audience, the audio listeners.
Okay.
Or the people watching. This is going to be horrible.
I got my 3 topics.
Okay. Hold on. I got one.
I'll set up a timer as well.
Okay. All right. I got my 3. So wait. So you are doing a topic.
So I'll tell you one of my topics. Mm-hmm. And you have to talk about that topic for a minute and try to make me laugh.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh, boy. I did want to be a comedian at one point in my life, but all right.
All right. You want to go first or me go first?
I'm gonna let you go first. Or my bad. I will tell you first.
Oh, so you're gonna tell me your topic?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna do a minute first.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be awful.
I might just laugh because of how
awkward and cringe
it's gonna be. Yeah. All right, listeners, you're either gonna cringe at work or in the gym, or if you're driving. I hope you are safe when you listen to this, because this is gonna be horrible. All right, you ready?
Yep.
I'm giving you a layup here. This is a layup. All right. Because for some reason I thought that we would talk about it, but it's okay. All right, first topic. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Poop.
Wow. I won.
That's a layup.
I won, bro.
I
didn't even say anything. Okay,
I know you said poop, huh?
All right, that was too easy.
That was too easy. I'd give you a layup, bro.
Okay, I just said poop. Wow, and you laughed.
Because it's funny. It's just funny.
All right, are you ready for my topic?
Okay.
Peaches.
Oh,
let me set the timer.
God damn it. I don't even know how to be funny with this.
Okay, a minute.
Peaches. They're fuzzy. Oh, this is horrible. Peaches, you know. The thing about peaches is what? I didn't even say anything.
Oh shit.
That's hilarious.
Maybe being a comedian is really easy.
No, it's not easy. It is not easy. It's just funny because it's awkward and cringy.
It's funny because we're terrible at this.
Yeah.
Okay, so your turn ready? To tell me.
All right. This is maybe another layup.
Oh gosh.
I think when I think about it. All right, let me try to be serious and actually let you talk. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
Dragons.
Man, what I would give to be a dragon being ridden by Khaleesi, bro. Khaleesi, mother of all dragons. Daenerys Targaryen.
Oh my God.
I feel like that wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. It's just the way that you said it. That it was funny.
Okay.
It's like Daenerys. That's why it was funny.
All right, you ready?
All right, I'm gonna really try to think. All right, here we go. All right,
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. Have you ever listened to the way that Jack Nicholson talks?
I don't know.
It's me. I was like, I was trying to do a Jack Nicholson impression and I didn't know how to do it.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I was thinking of
I laughed. I tried not to laugh. Damn.
Because I remember back in the 90s, it was really random when they used to do a lot of Jack Nicholson impressions, and it would be people wearing sunglasses, and he's like, "It's me, Jack." Like that's how he talks.
I feel like you were Jim Carrey just now.
I know that was kind of
Jack
Jim
Nicholson.
Carrey. It's all right. Like that's how Jim Carrey talks.
Okay, last one.
Last one. Are you ready?
Oh wait,
because I just went now.
Okay.
So now the last one to you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Soda.
I feel like I'm gonna struggle with this one. Kind of like RC Cola, the bastard son of all Coca-Colas. Grape soda. You got orange soda, peach soda, cherry soda. What about lime? You can't put lime in a soda. That would be terrible.
Struggling on this one.
I'm really struggling on this one.
That one, I was like, ooh, that was a hard one.
Yeah, that was tough.
But I gave you 2 layups and then, you know.
Okay.
All right.
Last one.
Here we go.
Digital cameras.
You ever take a picture of your dick and then, you know, you put it on a scanner? You haven't done that? Where you kind of stretch it out a little bit? Oh, man, I thought I was going to win with that one. Oh, the way that you bring
All right.
I thought I was going to win. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Man, that was hard. The last ones were hard.
Yes.
But I see why this is fun. Where did you get this from? Like do you know the comedian?
Is it Tim Dillon?
Tim Dillon? Yeah, Tim Dillon. That dude's funny.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
I think it was him. We laughed way more than I thought we were going to laugh. We were just laughing just to laugh.
Very true. Comedy is not easy.
No.
And listeners are probably like, this shit was whack.
I know. Maybe it wasn't even funny to them.
To us, it's funny just because we're trying to like not laugh and we're thinking of the awkwardness.
I think so.
And so, but like it's different when you're in front of an audience.
Oh God.
And can you imagine sitting there and you're like, yeah, you're trying to tell people. And so it just depends. Cause like some people, Man, I can only imagine. I actually thought about one time staying on this where I was like, maybe I should go to an open mic and try to do like a minute or two of comedy.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of comedians, you do like a solid 2 minutes or something. Or
have you? I told you about Kill Tony, right?
Yeah, you told me about Kill Tony. Haven't seen it, but you've told me about it, and I've heard stuff where I saw clips of it.
It's basically that they bring up up and coming comedians or people that want to be a comedian, and they have them do a 1 minute set. Mm-hmm. And they'll also often have a famous comedian on stage, and there's all this pressure, and people just fucking bomb.
Yes.
If they bomb, it's hilarious because then they roast the person.
Oh, yeah.
But then if they don't bomb and they're funny, it's funny because they're funny.
Exactly.
So you win either way.
But no, and actually, it's actually like a great thing because like you would want that if you want to. It's a good way to try out comedy. Because I think, don't they do only maybe like a minute or something like that?
1 minute. Yep.
1 minute. And like people think that a minute is like easy, but it's not easy.
No.
Because like a minute could feel like 5 minutes to like 10 minutes just sitting there and you're trying to like, because what comedy is you're basically trying to tell a story in a way. And you're hoping that the punchline, whatever it is like somebody will find it funny, And I saw a couple clips that they randomly showed up on like my TikTok For You page. And like there's this dude who he was like super hilarious and like he only had a minute, but like he filled up that minute and there's like pacing in it and he knew how to deliver. And so that's the thing. Because people just think that you go up there and you go blah, 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 blah. And it's like that easy, but it's not. You kind of have to know how to, pace it and time it out perfectly. Yeah. It's very interesting. That actually was kind of fun. Maybe we'll do this on another.
Yeah. I feel like we needed to get that one out of the way. Now, if we do it again, hopefully we won't be laughing.
Exactly.
And it'd be even more awkward.
Exactly. Yeah. No, definitely. But we will see.
Yeah.
So interesting segment. I don't know what we call it. The comedy corner.
That was
the horrible corner.
The improv corner.
Everybody in the comments is just gonna be like, "Man, this shit was
not funny." I got one more thing.
Oh, do you?
A news type thing.
Okay.
Did you hear about Steph Curry's new contract?
Oh, with Under Armour?
So he signed a contract with Under Armour that has incentives for the contract to be up to $1 billion.
That's crazy. Congrats to him.
Yeah, which will make him in the same league of LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
That's wild.
Being the only billionaire basketball player.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Or the only players to, I think Magic Johnson, is he a billionaire? I know he's got a lot of money.
I know he has a lot of money. I was going to say Shaq, but I think Shaq.
Could Shaq be a billionaire?
I don't think he is, but I think he's up there. Just because, he owns like a bunch of Papa John's. He owns a bunch of businesses.
He owns a ton of stuff.
It's funny because like he actually owns, he owns a couple stuff here in Atlanta.
Yeah, he used to own that Krispy Kreme that burned down.
Yeah, and they're actually rebuilding it, so he has that.
So Magic Johnson net worth $620 million.
Okay, so he's $500 million.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Was he richer than Magic?
Oh no, that's a good question.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's suspenseful. I'm gonna say he's richer than Magic.
Well, I'm gonna say no
by a little bit.
Net worth $400 million.
Damn, I thought he was up there, but
he owns over 172 restaurants and 150 car washes.
Damn. Huh. I wonder then when you're kind of like I assume that basically he has somebody that hires other people to run them, so he doesn't have to think about them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So he's like, hey, I'm investing in it. Y'all just gonna run it.
I'm sure he's hands-on with certain things, but when you own that many things, you literally don't have enough time to be hands-on with 172 restaurants.
Do you think he ever pops up to one of them just to be like...
Oh, I'm sure.
He goes, how's my business running?
I mean, if I owned a business, I would love to pop up all the time. I feel like as him, though, as me, I could do it and maybe the workers wouldn't know.
Exactly.
I'd want to see how they treated me. Exactly. But with him, everybody'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Shaq."
He's so big. Yeah. And you do like Undercover Boss. Yeah. You just be in there,
show up and get a combo and see how they treat me.
This food sucks. No,
you don't treat me well, you're fired.
That's hilarious. But I've met Shaq in person before.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, when I worked at this jewelry place, and that dude, but he's real cool dude.
Did he give you a handshake or a dap?
He gave me a dap, or no, actually a fist bump. He gave me a fist bump.
Okay, fist bump guy.
And like, if for audio listeners, I'm holding my fist up to the camera right here. This is like an average, I would say, fist. His was like 2 or 3 of my fists put together, just big. And so, super cool dude though.
He had to duck to go under the door.
Yeah, he had to duck. Yeah, he went to it. He had to like a giant just.
That's crazy.
And so, super cool dude though. Overall, we're back.
We're back.
It's that time.
That time where we answer the questions.
Do 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 do.
You want to go first? Let me go first.
I forgot what yours was. I can go first though. Okay. I think it'd be cool. So my question, what I think it was, people probably be like, actually it was something else, but it had to do with sleep. And I asked, what's the longest someone's stayed awake or can be awake? And there's, I can't remember what you said. If you had a guess, or would you like to guess? I have the answer. So
7 days.
Okay. Well, here it is. The longest that someone's ever stayed awake without falling asleep is 264 hours.
Which is how many days?
11 days.
11 days?
Yeah.
I bet he was seeing ghosts in the...
Yeah, because there's a thing where, if for those of you who don't know, the reason why I asked this question, because for some reason randomly, I remember that Netflix a long time ago was running a contest. I think it was in New York. And they were running a contest for people to watch movies like continuously. And I think this is like them trying to promote Netflix as well as, you know, the contestant would win a certain amount of money or a trip or something like that. And so people were trying to stay awake. They would go in shifts. So like they would go for a few hours to stay awake and then take a break to use the bathroom or whatever. But you couldn't fall asleep because if you did, you lost. But the thing about sleep, if you go without sleep, I think after the second day, I want to say, if you go on with no sleep, you start to hallucinate and you start to see things that aren't there. And it's, you know, it causes a lot of damage to the brain. So this person, let's see, do I have his name? Randy Gardner. He's a military guy. And so it says here that he wanted to win a science fair. And so because he wanted to win a science fair, he had to pull out all the stops. And his idea was going without sleep, which he lasted 11 days, 264 hours, where he broke the world record.
Put your life on the line for science.
Exactly. So funny enough, so he did this. And once he broke the world record, they told him, hey, you broke the record. He was like, woo, he like celebrated. And what he did was, before he went to sleep, scientists actually wanted to study him to see how his brain was reacting. So it says here, where is it? He says the first 2 days were easy. He stayed away from beds and tried to stand as much as he could. But on day 3, he noticed in the morning he was really nauseous and he stumbled on eating citrus for some reason. Tangerines or oranges seemed to take away the nausea that he was feeling. He said that as it went on, his mental health started to take a toll, where he had a hard time answering questions and it was harder to remember things or to formulate a phrase or a sentence. And so he said that he couldn't remember anything and he couldn't remember things. It was almost like he had early Alzheimer's. That's what it felt like. And so it says here, where was it? He fell asleep for 14 hours. And he says that when he woke up, he was groggy, but not any groggier than a normal person.
So if you're awake for 11 days straight, that's what you said, right?
Yeah, that's what he said, 11 days straight.
If the average person sleeps for 8 hours, that means he missed 88 hours of sleep. I feel like he's living extra days. It's almost like what do you do for 11? What did he do?
He just tried to, it says here that he stood up most of the time. So he didn't want to sit down.
Because he'd fall asleep.
Yeah, he'd fall asleep, or he stayed away from beds and seats as much as he could.
Dang.
And then he also had friends that were helping him out that kind of worked in shifts. So they would just be around him and just keep him awake and like be like, hey, you know, wake him up and just keep him as much awake as possible.
Damn.
And so, yeah. So 11 days straight. I will want to say that everybody should always get sleep.
Yes.
It's so important. Try to get at least maybe like, I think it's 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Some people, I know a few people, there's very few people like this, what is it called when something's not true? This like myth.
A lie.
Not, yeah, a lie. But there's like this myth where a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I can run off 6 hours. The amount of people that can actually run off low sleep is very low. There's actually, that's not a big percentage at all. It's actually a very small percentage of the world that I can actually run off that. I want to say this is probably not correct, but I think it's between 1 to 5% of the world that actually has that ability of where they can run off like 4 hours of sleep or 5 hours.
I think most people don't get a full 8 hours of sleep.
That's very true. And it's actually important because I want to say, I think if you don't get that, like the amount of sleep that you actually need later in life, that's going to affect your mental health and everything. It could, it's very detrimental. So,
bro, I got it.
Oh boy.
You know why some young people look old?
Because they're not sleeping enough?
Because they're getting more day. They're they're not, you know?
Do you ever remember?
I'm very bad with words.
Do you know? I know you're like, do you know?
Do you know what? They're not, you know?
They're not sleeping.
Yeah.
One thing I learned later in life is that a lot of people in college, they don't get a lot of sleep because of class and tests and stuff like that. And funny enough, what people will do, have you ever heard about lawyers, like when they go to school? A lot of time lawyers are taking like, what's the drug that keeps them up?
Adderall?
Adderall. They're taking Adderall to study and to get things done because, of course, you know, being a lawyer, you got the bar that you got to take. You got a bunch of shit that you have to do. And sometimes, like, they kind of feel like they don't have enough time to sleep and study.
I've always wanted to try that.
I've never wanted to try. I love sleep.
I'd like to get a little jolt.
Nah, I'm okay.
I haven't done it, but you know.
I knew a couple of people in college who actually took Adderall, and they were like, "Yeah, I got a lot of stuff done. I stayed up. I did all these things."
Makes you Stephen Hawking.
No, I don't know about that part. Stephen Hawking, you mean it put you in a wheelchair?
No, I didn't mean that. I meant it makes you genius level. You just, you know.
I think it probably just keeps you awake and keeps you focused. But make sure you get some sleep.
Yeah. So my question was sort of sleep related too. My question from last week was, what's the longest someone has played video games straight?
Yes, that's right.
So this was achieved by Corey Breeden.
I'm gonna say, hold on, because you guessed on mine. I'm gonna guess he played a video game straight.
Mm-hmm. I'm
gonna guess a week.
145 hours, 29 minutes, and 41 seconds.
What's that?
145
times 24
divided by 24 is 6.
Boom! I was close.
6.
But over.
Now there are some rules that they implemented with this.
Okay.
So basically, he played 6 days straight playing Call of Duty Warzone on his PS5. Christ. Call of Duty Warzone.
Shit.
The entire event was live streamed on Twitch. The biggest challenge he had were technical glitches. So his Zoom meeting that was used for witnesses, it crashed during playing, but he fixed the problem and the matches were reloaded.
Okay.
Now there's this rule that they allow guys for every 60 minutes of play, they're allowed a 10-minute break, which you can use the bathroom. You could go.
Yeah.
But they are also allowed to accumulate the breaks.
Okay.
Say you play 6 hours, well then you get an hour off and you could technically take a nap.
Okay.
So it's kind of cheating, but the reason for this is because Guinness World Records allowed for this. This allowance has been made to avoid having situations such as one that happened to a 18-year-old in southern Taiwan where an 18-year-old man died during a marathon session of Diablo 3 after playing nonstop solidly for 40 hours.
Oh,
I wouldn't think that would kill you. Playing nonstop for 40 hours.
You're not giving your brain a break.
Damn.
Looking at a screen. Yeah. Telling you.
Yeah, so shout out to Breeden, bro.
That's crazy.
He did his
thing.
thing.
About 6 days?
6 days straight. He figures he only slept 11 and a half hours throughout the entire 145-hour marathon.
Holy shit.
So he was letting those things stack up.
Was that to break the record, or was he doing it for a charity? Did it say?
Yeah, he broke a record. Okay. He was just he was doing it for the love of the sport.
Holy shit.
Just kill people on Warzone.
Bro, it's crazy because when you think about it, like after a while, unless you have like if you don't wear any glasses, or if you do wear glasses, looking at a screen hurts your eyes. Like it just wears your eyes out.
Another thing that was interesting, he said around the 90-hour mark, his left thumb became swollen and bruised just from playing so long, and his hand was calloused just from holding the controller. He said, I've played video games a lot, but I never thought continuous play to that extent would cause that much physical damage to my hands.
Holy crap.
So while closing in on the record, he started to nod off. So he ended up putting on all 3 John Wick movies in the background to keep him awake. To have all the gunshots and everything go off while I was playing, that seemed to help me power through the last couple hours.
Holy shit.
Imagine playing that game, but what if you sucked as a player?
I know, right?
You just get
always
murdered
dying
for like 100 hours.
Holy crap. I wonder if doing that, like breaking that record, did he be like, I don't want to play games for a week?
Maybe so.
He's like, I'm tired of games.
After he was done playing, he slept for 18 hours.
Woo.
18 hours straight.
That's crazy. That's real crazy. But it makes sense. When your body is running on E, it's gonna sleep and it's gonna sleep hard. I told you about that time when I went to Texas and I had to go back. I was on a trip and I had to return a rental car, but I was up for like, I think about a day.
I don't remember.
So I went with a friend to Austin, Texas to go see Jameson, the R&B, the artist, the singer. And at the time we were driving my car, got into an accident, and somebody like went in front of us, caused an accident, totaled my car. We had to get a rental car. And on the way back, we made it back after we still went to the show, whatever. And so we weren't running on very little sleep. And we went back, but where we rented the car from, they didn't have a return place for the rental car in our home state. The closest one was going back to Dallas, Texas.
Damn.
So at the time, living in Arkansas, to drive from where I lived to Austin, Texas was 8 hours.
Ooh.
Going to Dallas was 5 hours. And so had to make the trip, get there, go 5 hours back to drop this car off, drive another 5 hours back to go back home.
What if you just left the car? What happens?
I think they charge you something for it or something like
who
that.
comes to get
Probably somebody, random representative. They're hired, a contractor or something. But I remember I went so long without sleep that when we finally made it on the way home, there were a couple times where it was kind of scary where I was like falling asleep at the wheel. Yeah. It was trying to make it back. And we did make it back, luckily, made it safe. But when I got home, I said, I'm going straight to sleep. And I think I fell asleep. We made it back at 7 p.m. on whatever day. Fell asleep, didn't wake up till like 8 or 9 p.m. the next day. Slept a full day. And so, yeah. But when I woke up, I felt refreshed. And I was like, cool. And then I was like, you know what? It's 8 p.m. I don't want to be up all night. So I just forced myself to go back to sleep. And so, everybody listen, get your sleep, because it's the most important thing. One of the most important things that you need in your life.
When I was a kid, I stayed up for 2 days straight once.
Doing what?
2 nights.
Doing what?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So I was in this program called the Gifted and Talented program.
Okay.
And we went on a trip to somewhere in North Carolina. I don't know if it was Bull Island or maybe it was South Carolina.
Bull Island.
But anyway, we were at a hotel, and I literally made the choice. Me and another guy, we were going to stay up for 2 nights straight. I think he fell asleep on the second night, but I stayed up the whole time.
Holy
Just
crap.
for the fuck of it. I was just on Skittles and Coca-Cola.
When you're a kid, the things you can do when you're young. Holy shit. If you're in college or younger, or you're listening to this, enjoy that energy that you can have.
I don't know if I can do that now.
Because as you get older, bro, I have a hard time staying up till 1 a.m.
Oh, shit. I got no problem. I was up till like 5 or 6 last night.
Holy, no. I think it's because I wake up at like 7 or 8 a.m. every day.
Guess what I was doing?
Fortnite.
Yes. New season tomorrow, baby.
Oh, my God. Hilarious. Oh, did you want to come up with a question for next week? Or the semi week?
Ooh.
Think real quick.
I got one. What is the world's most expensive garment? Not made out of diamonds. Because I feel like probably there's just a diamond shirt that's just probably nothing but diamonds.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or actually, not diamonds, not gold, not platinum. I want the material. What's the world's most expensive material?
I got my question. That's interesting. Think about that. My question: what is the most televised event? Like as far as like viewer wise, like what event that was televised has had the most viewers?
The moonwalk.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Muhammad Ali.
A sporting event, maybe.
Super Bowl.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Save the Children.
Save the.
You know that big concert they had.
Yeah,
what was it? Save the World.
Save the World. I think wasn't that AIDS concert or was it Save the World?
Was it AIDS?
I think it was something like that. I can't remember.
The world's most televised.
Yeah, like the one that had the most viewers. worldwide?
I want to know the answer right now.
Too bad. You got to wait till 2 weeks from now.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's the podcast.
You're
episode 65 of the Not Out Here podcast. Thanks for everybody that's listening or watching on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube, just go on youtube.com, look up Not Out Here podcast. We'll pop right up. We're at the top. If you want to listen to the audio version, which if you're not already, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, just Not Out Here podcast. We're all there. Make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok. It's at Not Out Here podcast on there. We always throw clips up there from episodes, previous episodes, whatever. And also make sure to follow our personal pages. Mine is It's Easy L.
JRB, the producer. Holla at your boy.
And make sure to get some sleep.
Yeah.
You're